Give it to me like.
Alright, you guys can read. We're about to melt some copper down. First step though, you're going to want to strip the wire, because if you do not strip the wire, you'll create a huge cancer cloud and knock 5 years off your life like I did here. It was a beautiful learning experience. So yes, strip all of your wire every time, because you do not want that to happen. Next, we're going to go ahead and weigh out the copper that we got on this little jewelry scale. I think I ended up with about 1,500 grams of copper, and like rough calculations, it's about 3.5 pounds of copper. But as you can see, we're using bars I've already melted down. It's because I don't know how to stamp them yet, and they were fucking horrible and atrociously stamped, and I'm embarrassed, so we're going to melt them down and retry. We're also going to add a little bit more copper too, so that we can get some more product out of it. And if you noticed, one of those pieces still had some insulation on that. It's not very much. Hopefully it won't create a huge cancer cloud and it won't be a big issue. But you'll see how much it causes later. Alright, we're setting up the melter now. We're going to go ahead and attach the regulator to the furnace and then to the propane. Then we're going to go ahead and start getting it lit up. That way the fire can start warming everything up, and then we'll put the crucible in there. Me putting the crucible in there ended up putting out the fire, but you just relight it, no issue. Add a little bit of borax, and then you just start feeding the dragon, man. And as you can see, that little bit of insulation on there is what turned the fire green. That's all it did. It didn't cause a big cancer cloud this time, thank God. But once you've got all the stuff added to it, it's pretty much just a waiting game. So you just wait for it to melt down into a liquid so you can pour it out. I was trying to stir it and I was using a stick. Bad idea. Caused the stick to break off and fall in there. You can kind of see it floating around. It's a little white dot in the corner, or on the edge. And then whenever you're finally done with all that, it is time to pour. Yeah, baby, this has got to be the funnest part of it. It's most satisfying too, if you're smart about it. You'll see what I mean here in a second. Anyways, so you just switch over to your pouring tongs and grab it nice and firmly, and then just slowly pour it out into the molds like so. Oh yeah, that was a good pour. But on the second one, I didn't pour onto it. I ended up pouring onto the edge of it first and then moved it over in there. It's gonna cause a little issue later, and like honestly, I should have maybe just poured it back in and retried, but I really didn't want to. So we'll just load this back into the crucible because it was kind of cold outside and you saw all the snow, but it was causing the metal to set real quick. But here I am trying to knock it out with the tongs, and wasn't really working. Got a little impatient and did something you should never do, ever. Grabbed it with my hands. Caused a little flash, but you know, hitting the table and everything caused it to come out. The graphite mold wasn't as hot once the metal was out of it, but still kind of burned a bit. Had to do a little walk of owie, and then go find my glove because I threw that shit off. I ended up burning a little hole in it. Oh, fuck up number 2. Grabbed it with my hands instead of the tongs. Dumbass. Oh well. Call me stupid in the comments. But yeah, ended up burning a nice little hole through. It's kind of impressive. And got a little leather stuck to my thumb. Even while I'm voicing it over, my thumb's still shiny from it. Beautiful. All these learning experiences, man. But yeah, like right here, this is the proper way to remove copper from a mold. just go ahead and grab them with your tongs, flip it over, and then grab the metal piece, or your metal product with the tongs too, and throw that into the quencher. Never use your hands. That's stupid. But other than that, I think we had a pretty successful pour. Got a few 1 pound bars and a few 1.5 ounce bars. And I had a bunch of slag left over and just omitted it. It was alright. But yeah, a little loss there, not bad.